We've got your back with this story. Identity theft is a significant threat for consumers, students, and the entire family, and it seems as though the thieves have the upper hand. There are many threats, and here to help us protect ourselves, Howard Schwartz with the communications department over at the Better Business Bureau. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Pleasure.
All right, so this is something that I think a lot of us think about, especially because so many of us make purchases online now. Everything's online. We're paying our bills. We're banking online. So first off, are we losing the battle against theft?
It's not going well. According to Javelin Strategy and Research, 12.5 million Americans had their identities stolen last year, which works out to about one person every 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
So we're vulnerable for a variety of reasons, and I think we've got to start looking at some of the things that we haven't been looking at until now. And I know that confusion over the Affordable Health Act, or Obamacare as it's commonly known, is one of the ways that seniors are being targeted. But we also see young children now. Young adults are also prime targets of identity thieves, and that's in part because of their behavior.
Well, so what is their behavior, and how can we protect ourselves?
Well, for starters, the problem with folks who are in college is they're preoccupied with other things. They don't understand the risk. They don't have the experience. They tend to share passwords. They tend not to put passwords on their mobile phones. They'll log on to a computer. They might log off. They will do secure transactions in insecure places, so Wi-Fi, or they won't log off of a public computer. But also leaving papers around. We've got to remember that the vast majority of theft is not high-tech ID theft. It's from low-tech methods, such as friends or roommates, leaving things around, leaving cards around. So what students should do is get a post office box, have their mail sent to their folks' house. They should also be doing things like shredding their credit card statements, keeping things under lock and key. And it sounds like very basic information, but people aren't doing it because they think really the principal risk is online.
Oh, that's interesting. So really, do you think the paper risk is where you are at higher threat, I guess?
Very much so, because a lot of our paperwork has personal information on it.
Right.
But it really goes beyond that. Now we take, for example, we were mentioning the Obamacare. And what's happening is elderly people are getting calls. They're being told that if they don't give information to someone supposedly for Medicare, that their coverage will be cut off. They'll want money for it, or someone like you and I might get a call saying you've been pre-approved to get among the first healthcare cards from the government, and that's just a scam all the way. But the other larger problems are Social Security numbers. Lots of folks ask for them.
Right, well that's something that I'm always so weary of. You do call and they ask for those last 4 digits, and so I don't know, I'm always hesitant, but then at the same time, you need to get the work done. You need to get that bill paid. So what do you do?
Well, for starters, we have to know who is legally entitled to it. The law says we have to give it to financial institutions, to employers, to the government, for grants, things like that. But lots of other folks ask for them, like if you want to rent an apartment, wireless carriers, medical doctors, pawn shops, and utilities. They're not legally entitled to it. However, they also are not legally forced to do business with us. But in the case of a utility, you can use an alternative form of identification, such as a driver's license or a passport. Or in some cases, you can make a deal and say, just take the last 4 digits of my number and let's run with that. And if they really push it, say, under what law am I obliged to give my Social Security number? We've got to be very careful with those numbers.
Yes, I think that's a great tip. A new generation of young people, they're going online on school every year and to study and get involved in projects. So what age are people at highest risk, I guess?
That's a good question. I think what we have to do is look at parents, and they should be deciding, depending on the maturity of the child, what is an appropriate time to start to let them go online. You've obviously got to explain the risks, because they can be coerced into giving up family, personal information by email, on social media. You want to know what sites they're going to. You want to monitor them, even if it's for school purposes, to find out what information is required, cell phone number, email address, those types of things, in order to register on a site, whether it's for gaming or school projects. And I think once you see that your child's responsible, understands the risks of bullying as well, you can begin to show them what is appropriate content, what is not, what they should be posting, to be careful with the photographs they post, and what kind of information they put on social media. Because perhaps the best example is going away for vacation and your kid puts up, hey, we're going to be in Cape Cod for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, we've done those stories. You definitely don't tell people when you're going away on vacation. You put those pictures up after you get back, right?
After you get back, actually, because some of the pictures have geotagging information that will tell people where you are and when. And if your child doesn't understand the risks, just say, hey, do you want to see your gaming console or not when we get back from vacation?
Oh, I like that. That's good. Well, thank you so much, Howard Schwartz. Great information.
My pleasure.
Trying to protect those people out there because the best offense is a great defense, right?
That's right.
All right.